All right, guys, several days later, finally got my overhead, so we're going to get a nice overhead shot of everything that I'm going to do. And to this part, we are going to do the Cricut cutting of the banner for the ribbon for the sash, and we're going to do the 2022 for the tassel. So if you guys don't have a Cricut, no worries. You can also buy stickers and actually glue the stickers onto the ribbon. And you can get table scatter for graduation 2022. I do believe my Walmart actually started carrying them the last couple of days. So they are out there. And also Dollar Tree should have them real soon if they don't already have them. But since I have a Cricut, I'm actually going to cut it. So let me take you onto my laptop and we will get the Cricut cutting part started. Then we will iron it on and do the heat transfer vinyl on it. But let me show you everything you're going to need to do this part. All right, guys, so now you're at my new overhead, and let me show you everything that you're going to need in order to make the sash and the tassel 2022. So you will need a little iron, any kind of iron, just a little iron. You can use the mini easy press. You don't need anything huge. I just use a little one because the only steam is on one end, and I just use the solid plate here. Gonna need a pair of scissors. You're gonna need a weeding tool. You're going to need your ribbon, of course, your sash. You're going to need a piece of cardstock. You're going to need a Teflon sheet. You're going to need some HTV vinyl. Now, if you've not ever done HTV, the difference between HTV vinyl and regular sticker vinyl is, for the most part, this does not feel like paper. Okay, so the Cricut or the permanent vinyl actually feels like paper on the back. This is the glue of the HTV, so it feels smooth, and then the carrier sheet is on this side, and you see that it's shiny. So you'll need a piece of HTV. You're going to need, I recommend Dollar Tree glitter vinyl for the 2022 or for the tassel, due to the fact that this is smooth and it's very tiny glitter. You're also going to need a washcloth or something so that you can press your little strips on. I just use a little washcloth because these guys are so small. Why pull out a big old fat ironing board and all that kind of stuff? I can do it right here. You're also going to need a cutting mat. I use Paper Studio, and this is considered the light grip, although in translation this is actually the standard grip for Cricut. It's not really a light grip. And of course you're going to need your Cricut. So let's get this started. Let's head on over to Cricut Design Space and we'll get it started. All right, so here we are in my Cricut Design Space, and these are the items that I'm going to want to do. So as you saw earlier, we created this. Since I'm going to use my Dollar Tree glitter vinyl and cardstock, I'm going to make extra ones of these. So I'm going to duplicate them probably about 10 times. So now I want to change the color because I don't want them to be the same as the 2022. I want them to be on a different mat. So I'm going to change these colors. These ones don't really matter. So we'll click Make It, come up on two different mats. I want a little space between these guys, not much, just a little. And I'm going to need to mirror this one because it's HTV. This one I do not need to mirror, but I want to provide some extra space between each one. And honestly, this is cardstock and Dollar Tree glitter vinyl. I'm not too terribly worried about using up that vinyl because it's $1.25. All right, so let's turn on my Cricut. And then let's get the cardstock prepared for this. So what we are going to do is open this up. Let me start my other camera. All right, you really can't see from this point of angle, but here is the Cricut. And I don't know how many of you all have tried using Cricut or tried using Dollar Tree glitter vinyl or any kind of vinyl. It's always going to have this little crease right here in it. So what you do is you take your squeegee and you push it all up to the top. All right, so what you do, and don't pre-cut your vinyl. If you end up not needing all of the vinyl and you have leftover pieces, it's horrible having little itty bitty pieces. So don't pre-cut it. This crete or this bubble is pretty far down, huh? So what I'm going to do is peel, because we're going to attach this both sides of the cardstock. So peel it back. And again, remember, Dollar Tree. Do not stress over it. I do not stress over it. I don't stress over any vinyl. It's just vinyl. Put it on your cardstock. Sorry, I got a little bit over. I'm working on my coffee table because my craft room is still not done. Why? Because we're working on our whole house all at the same time. Alright, I had to cut it. It just was arguing with me. So, we will lay this down. It doesn't matter. Again, it's just Dollar Tree vinyl, right? Super thin. I just don't want a crease in it. That's the problem. And guys, the reason why I've not been on here for a while is I not only do this, but I also run two businesses. One is actually online, and my online business is actually taken off, and I'm so busy every day So I don't even have time to craft. And then my other business is actually in person. So I'm busy with that one also. So then you turn this over and you will put another sheet of vinyl on the other side. And as you see, I did not cut it straight. So let's see if I can fix that. Make it a little bit easier. How about if I just cut a piece? I'm going to do exactly what I tell you not to do. If you do it this way, because it's Dollar Tree, and it's so tight, it's so tightly wound, I didn't let it relax. So it's a lot harder to deal with. Okay, so then you're going to cut the edge of the vinyl off. And then you will stick this. Now, a trick that I have is I have this sticker. So this tells me that this is the top and this is the side that goes to the mat, so that I don't get the wrong way put on there. See, I don't know if you've ever put the wrong side of that onto your mat. It likes to stick really, really good. Alright, so next you are going to put your cardstock on here. And now I'm trying to get my Cricut to hook up. See if I use my other USB. Oh, there we go. Now we have a cord right in the middle of us. See if I can move it around to the other side. Again, I'm working on my coffee table here. Alright, so I need to make some slight adjustment because this is only 11. Right. So next we are going to go back on over. Alright, so we're back onto the screen, and so now what we're going to do is we're going to print, or we're going to cut heavy cardstock. So let me look up heavy cardstock. And we'll go card. And we are heavy cardstock. So now I'm going to cut kind of hard to see. And then we pick off the stuff we don't want. I'm gonna get a sublimation printer eventually. I'm not quite sure when just yet. And start sublimating. And I'm gonna do gnomes on towels for Christmas. Actually gonna do it with cotton towels. So if you want to see that, leave me a comment. Alright, we when you weed this, make sure you weed everything that you need to weed. Once you do your weeding, you turn it over and read it to make sure you got everything. Oh, and if you're wondering what this is, it's called a pin pen, and you get it over at 143 Vinyl. I will leave the link down below. This has a lifetime warranty. If you ever break the needle or anything, they'll send you another one for free. I broke one. This is my second one. Love it, love it, love it. All right. So you look it over to make sure you got all of your letters done. And then I need to cut it apart. And then we need to plug in the iron. And we are going to iron them onto. Now the sashes are not even. Does it really matter? No, not really. And if you want to know where I get my HTV from, I'll leave a link down below. I need to order more. I didn't realize I was just about out of white. So, grab my trusty little iron here, and I'm going to heat it up, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, ready to iron on. So we have our pieces here. Gotta move my confetti and grab my Teflon sheet. And what I'll do is I'll put these guys really close together, only because then I can iron them both at the same time. So what we're going to do is we're going to press medium pressure or light to medium pressure for about 25 or 20 seconds. All right. And then now we're going to test to see. Now remember I explained if you're going to glue it, the glue is going to want to come out, or will come out. So you don't really want to do a whole lot of messing until the glue cools off. But you want to take your carrier sheets off, or else the glue will glue the carrier sheet back on there. So now I gotta let this cool, and I will be back when it's all cooled off. Alright guys, we're almost in the home stretch. I got you both under vertical and in front so that you can see both, and whatever best view you end up getting, or I'll do a split screen. So we now have our body made. We have our sash done. Now remember I had said if you pre-glue it and you heat it, the glue is going to want to come out of it. So it did. So honestly, with a recommendation, put your lettering on first, then glue your two pieces of ribbon together. So we're also going to need some beard material and our nose, some permanent glue, and then of course our trusty hot glue. And of course the hat and our graduation number. I'm going to pick a really good one that I like a lot. I like this one. So what we're going to do is you take the tassel and you find a couple pieces of embroidery floss. And I'm going to take these two blue ones and I'm going to, now your choice, you can either thread it or wet your finger with your, and feed it through the little O that we made. Let me grab my glasses, which are right here. And I'm going to get real close. You can also stiffen it with a little bit of hot glue, but then it makes it hard to tie. And then you got your tassel with your 2022. All right, so now let's cut his beard. And if you haven't cut beard before or beard material, what you're going to want to do is make sure you only cut the backing and not the fur itself. So find your seam and decide how wide of a beard you actually want. So I think the width of this is actually really good. And I don't want to leave this excess. So is this width okay? Not quite. This is the dilemma when you cut it like this. I think this one will work. I think that width will work. All right. So what I do, and some people use like cutters or like craft blades. I use a pair of scissors and just cut the backing. So I need to take my glasses off because those are for up close, not far away. And the length of a beard is all a personal preference. So if you're going to ask me how big my beard is, I can measure after I cut it. I really don't know. Don't mind my nails. It's not summertime yet, so I haven't done it yet. Done them. So some people brush them out. I just rub them. Now what you're going to want to do is roll the top over so that you hide the seam of the beard. You take a little bit of glue and glue it down. And then I glue the other side, and the middle I do last. And also at the Dollar Tree, if you can find them in the notebook section, they usually have a little, like a little kiosk or something. They have little pom-pom keychains. And boy, when you pull those things apart, you can make like 4 gnomes off of that, and they're colorful. So if you want a colorful beard, get yourself one of those pom-poms. If you want white or standard colors, Hobby Lobby has these. So I'm going to make sure it's all nice and tacked down. Find the back seam of my gnome. Put the beard on. And the hat. Now, it depends on which side you want his tassel to be on. I'm going to put his beard up pretty high, because if you don't, you end up with a big old gap. So you just make sure. I know it's kind of hard to see overhead, but you can see in the front. I like to bury his beard up inside his hat. So here's his seam, and I'm going to bury his beard in his hat. So you see that his beard is completely up inside his hat. Okay? And since I'm happy with that, I'm going to glue his beard on. Give that a minute or so to cool. Don't push down really hard because then the glue will come through the beard. Just pat it. And then you're going to do the sides. Now you also want to glue down the front of his beard. His beard's not meant to be lifted. After you're done, you can also take a lint roller and lint roll his beard underneath his beard, like here, to get it all off. Then you're going to want to glue down all of his beard. Okay, so his beard is all glued down now. We're going to take his hat, his cap, which is now covered with beard material, and we're going to place it on his head. Now it becomes up to you if you want to place it square. Now remember, you put the seam in the back. If you don't put the seam in the back, you're going to be kicking yourself. Actually, I just remembered, I need to put his sash on. Thank you for reminding me. You can also put honor braids on, but I'm not going to put it on him. It goes this way. Got to decide where you want to put put his sash. And then I will cut off this little excess so the rest of his sash will be up underneath his hat. Trim off his little bit of his beard. Made it behind the sash. Alright, and then find the back of his hat. And you want to glue down from the front to the back because you want to make sure his beard remains under the hat. I need my knee. Plenty of glue. My cousin is actually the principal of this school. So I was thinking about handing it over to him as a gift. He didn't graduate in 2022, but I think in 2020 he became the principal. And you have to hold it for a while. So I'll be back when he's all dry. All right, so now he is all nice and cooled off. So we are going to put his nose on. Take your nose, find a good spot for it, and then part the waters. I take a little, I usually have a little comb, and I forgot my comb. Don't put any hairspray or anything in it. It makes it discolor after a while, especially if you're going to sell it. If you're going to keep it for yourself, by all means, you can put hairspray in it, but it discolors the fur after a while, ever so slightly. So just part the waters, and when you put the glue there, the mustache will stay. Really should be using a little bit of E6000, but sometimes it works just fine. Now if you do use higher quality fur, it might not discolor, but something from like Hobby Lobby or Dollar Tree is going to discolor. Alright, so now we're going to take his tassel, and you typically don't really want it to flop around too much. So find a good side, whatever side you end up putting it on. Make sure you can see the 2022. If you want this to like move around, then don't glue it down. This sometimes takes a little bit of finesse. Right, guys, there you go. He's got his little tassel, his little sash. Now if you want to put honor braids on, go ahead and do that. Do the same thing. Don't put his hat on until you put his honor braids on. But other than that, he's done. And then if you want to put like little felt feet or to keep him from sliding around, you can do that, or even a little bit of cork. I do have cork. I also have felt, but your choice of whatever you want to put on there. But there he is. He is all done. And guys, thanks for, let me aim you up. Turn off the overhead because y'all don't need that. Guys, if you made it all the way to the end to make this little graduation gnome, I truly and completely appreciate you guys. I am very blessed and very honored to have each and every one of you guys come and watch my videos, watch my tutorials, reproduce these and sell them for some money. Do the craft fairs, enjoy. There is no limit to what you can do. I don't charge for my patterns. I don't charge for my videos. Everybody gets to see this and gets to do this for free. So please, if you made it to the end, hit that like button. It helps YouTube know that you like my videos and you want me to keep making these. And go ahead and hit that subscribe button and then hit that notification bell. And when I upload another video, You'll get notified when I upload. Upcoming next, we are going to do clay gnomes. Air dry clay gnomes. I'm sorry, got an itch on my nose. Air dry clay gnomes that are cone shaped. You can paint them and you can sell them. So if you want to know how to make those, go ahead and hit that notification bell. And guys, until next time, bye!